All right, before we get started, that title is 100% cap. Okay, 100% cap. So no, that did not happen. Okay, but something did happen. Can you imagine that for a second? If the Asian community, the Asian Democrats got together and said, we're going to come up with a bill that's going to fight against anti-Asian hate. And so what we're going to do is we're going to title it the Bruce Lee Initiative or something like that. I mean, literally. Gosh. And they called it the Bruce Lee Initiative. And the reason is so that they can do a kung fu chop to crime. Like, literally. Just imagine if they did something like that. I think the rest of us will be like, you serious, right? Now, before people get mad and think that I'm being racist or anything like that, it sounds like it's a ridiculous notion, right? It's 100% a ridiculous notion, and nobody in the room would expect that the Asian community, or let alone Asian Democrats or politicians, would get together to come up with such a ridiculous suggestion, right? Nobody would suggest that. But might I present unto you the Black Democrats. Okay, we're going to look at an initiative that they just introduced. This came by way of the Hill. And family, I am not kidding when I say it's 100% no cap. Okay, I'm going to bring up the article and we're going to. Yes, you are looking at the real article. Democrats unveil new hip-hop task force to tackle racial inequality. Let's take a moment and just take all that in for a second. Democrats unveil a new hip-hop task force to tackle racial inequality. What in the world were they thinking? Well, let's take a look at the details here. We're going to get into the article. And I told you I wasn't playing. This just came out. Oh, by the way. Oh, it came out today, the 14th of February. So it's Valentine's. So I guess they're showing how much they love us. All right. Okay, let's read it. A coalition of Democrats are looking to use the power of music to tackle some of the most pressing issues facing Black and brown Americans. Here we go with the Black and brown thing again. Representative Jamal Bowman, he's out of New York, Democrat out of New York, on Wednesday unveiled the Congressional Black Hip Hop Power and Justice Task Force outside the Capitol. Now, here's the thing. So right out the gate, we can kind of talk about this for a second. So it's facing issues. It's dealing with facing issues that are impacting Black and brown Americans. Okay, this is according to what I'm reading here, which is not more than a press release. It says Representative Jamal Bowman on Wednesday unveiled the the Congressional Hip Hop Power and Justice Task Force outside of the Capitol. All right. And then it says what it goes on. The task force led by Bowman will use hip hop's messaging of building a more equitable society to help spearhead initiatives to address economic equality, affordable housing, and racial justice imperatives. I want to go back here. So even though it's a Congressional Black Caucus, that's what it sounds like it's coming from. But notice I thought it was the Congressional Black Caucus, not the Congressional Black and Brown Caucus, because the last I checked, the brown folks, which are the Hispanics or, Latinos or whatever the new term is now, they have their own Congressional Caucus. So why is it, let me ask you something. I think it's a Hispanic, what is it? The Hispanic Caucus or something like that is called the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I believe I definitely know they have one. And I'm out of curiosity, I wonder if their congressional group have bills addressing needs of black folks. I wonder if it's the other way around. But anyway, in an exclusive with The Hill, Bowman explained that the inspiration behind the task force came from reflecting on how the genre impacted him over the years. Artists like Eric B. and Rakim, Queen Latifah, Chuck D, and Public Enemy inspired the New York lawmaker throughout his life, he said, including during his time as an educator. They were very instrumental in creating a curriculum and blueprint for my life, Bowman told The Hill. I owe a lot to who I am, to the lessons that they taught me, and through their music. Hip hop, which celebrated its 50th anniversary last August, has often been used as a political tool for black and brown. Here we go with the switching again. Black and brown Americans. And Bowman said he hopes to capitalize on that through the task force. Hip hop has always been about ending poverty in America, about fully funding our public schools. It's always been about justice reform and police reform, the lawmaker says. Okay. Anyway, it's F the police. Anyway, it's always been about affordable housing and dealing with the issues of threats of violence. At this moment in particular, when you consider the Black Lives Matter movement to the ceasefire movement and the fight that continues for freedom, justice, and equality, now it's time to build political power at the level that's never been done before, he added. Some of that, it's already happening. In September, artists including Fat Joe, Rick Ross, and Busta Rhymes partnered with Power to the Patients to film a public service announcement demanding legislators to create more honest, affordable, and equitable healthcare system. Okay. Jesus. Oh my. Ooh, that Florida Evans spirit is coming on me. Oh, you see these hands, you know what that means. Florida Evans, she's nearby. Oh, Fat Joe. Someone that calls themselves Fat Joe is going to bat for your health care. Just stop the presses at that point. Okay, all right. Okay. Maybe y'all just waking up. I don't know. Okay. What else? Fat Joe, Rick Ross, Busta Rhymes. I mean, and them two too. Anyway, affordable groups like the Black Music Action Coalition, BMAC, the Recording Academy, and Black Music Collective have also joined forces with Bowman and Representative Hank Johnson in calling for the passage of the Restoring Artistic Protection RAP Act, a bill that would limit the admissibility of an artist's creative or artistic expression against them in court. Ooh. Oh my gosh. So on the slide, they got that in there too. So an artist can get and do a full album outlining the crimes that they committed. But they're pushing legislation that they're saying that you can't put that in court. So you literally are out here talking about how you broke in somebody's house, you shot everybody, you stole their money, you burnt the house down, you took their car and their woman, and you did all of that. And you took the gold, melted it down, put it in your mouth, use it as your toothpaste. But that can't be admissible in court. And that is forefront legislation that black people need right now. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. And every year, Hip Hop on the Hill brings artists and legislators together through the Hip Hop Caucus. Yeah, because they're really, hip hop artists are actually getting together and they're putting together, helping to put together some solid legislation to deal with some real issues. Okay, anyway. Y'all buying this stuff though. Anyway, it's been going on in terms of rappers and artists and industry interfacing with elected officials on a consistent basis. We just want to take that up a notch and make it more consistent, make us more intentional, and use the power of the genre as a multi-billion global economy to move lawmakers in terms of helping them to understand what's happening in our most marginalized communities, says Bowman. Now, family, let me say something here. Let me close out this window here. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me make this point, and we're going to get back and close this thing out here. First of all, number one, Congressperson, Mr. Congressperson, y'all don't even own the hip hop industry. What are you talking about? Yeah, it may be a multi-billion-dollar industry. You don't own it. What are you talking about? You ain't got no power. You don't. Get on that stage and dance. That's the power that most black folks have when it comes to this game, the hip hop game. You ain't got no power. What are you talking about? And this Negro thinks he can actually get up there and think you can. How you going to wield it? You going to get the Apple, Vision Plus Pro thing? You could do it that way. That's about as much as you're going to be able to do it. I know some of y'all get mad and saying, but, he could do something. Yeah, anyway. Okay, I'm just skipping now. And then they mention in there Eminem. I always say his name wrong. Whose full name is Marshall Mathers, grew up in poverty in a trailer park, a story that many Americans relate to, Bowman said, and lawmakers need to hear that reality. Okay. They're not aware of that. Okay. But Bowman also points out how legitimizing hip hop can lead to widespread cultural change. One way, he said, is by addressing misogyny both in the genre and public discourse. The lawmaker points to the story of Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, y'all, Megan Thee Stallion is actually part of the conversation here. This is serious. We're talking real legislation. You want to know the power of black you want to know what black legislative power looks like? Megan Thee Stallion has entered the room. Guys. Who faced vitriol and hate after filing assault charges against rapper Tony Lance after he shot her. She persevered. She fought. She told the truth and she won, said Bowman. And that is how we need to know. And that is what we need to know about. Uplifting women in hip hop is a core component of the task force, in part because black women have been instrumental in the fight for equality and justice, says Bowman. This Negro ain't saying nothing. How about Sexy Red? Sexy Red? How about the other ones? Anyway, shaking your body. Okay, anyway. Oh. Then he goes in talking about how he grew up in a single mother household, said his mother used to listen and enjoy hip hop. What is this? Is this like a pet project? What is this? I'm trying to, because it's like, give me the meat and potatoes in this thing. Election season is critical to build authentic relationships in terms of what the needs are, what the challenges are, what the struggles are, and what the aspirations are, the congressman said. In addition to Bowman, the task force will be led by Democratic Representatives Hank Johnson, Delia Ramirez, and Andre Carson. No Republicans are part of the task force. Oh, wow. They really are taking a stand now. They're not letting Republicans part of this. But this is what progress looks like. They have actually come up with a task force. This is your tax dollars hard at work. This is about as funny as Biden. Did y'all see that clip? Biden so-called reaching out to black folks. Guess how he did it? He didn't meet them in a bank. He didn't meet them like, at, like, let's say there's this large group of black folks who bought a significant amount of land. This was going back a year or so ago down in Georgia. It was like many, many acres. He didn't sit down and meet with them. He met with this father, and he's sitting down with his sons at a table. He ordered some McDonald's. I don't know if you saw the clip. Maybe I'll put it in here. But folks, listen, this is what we're dealing with. So again, if you are one of these people who are still waiting and you actually believe that this government system as we know it is one that cares and is concerned about you, you need to wake up. The fact that we still have people today that are still fighting and actually believe that one day this government is going to say, you know what, enough is enough. We've realized we have done you wrong. Here's a check for $1 billion. You guys take it. The fact that we still got people who actually think that that's all it's going to take, that ain't it, y'all. If you're really serious about change, Black America, it starts with unification. And I know we've heard that many times. And it's a lot easier said than done. And I know you guys understand that. Number two, what's number two? Well, this one I don't think you're going to like at all. Number two, it requires a military. That's right, a real military, one that is stronger and more capable of the military of this country. Oh, I know some of y'all ain't going to like that, for real. Where did I get that from? Oh, that sounds very radical. Well, I had the best teacher, the United States of America. That's right. United States of America, when they want something, they take it. How do they do it? I'm glad you asked. They use their military. Am I advocating for you to go out and get guns and weapons and stuff like that and going and hurting people? No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is the way that black folks have been doing it, anything less than that, you're playing around. Wake up.